2 of the National Football League. And we'll see Brandon Cooks. He's coming off one of his biggest games in both yards and touchdowns last week. It's the Texans and the Broncos, and it comes your way next.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Time for our first look at the Denver offense. And, of course, the new face of the Broncos, 9-time Pro Bowler while in Seattle, Russell Wilson.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might have considered that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
First play, Wilson wants to throw it. Throw over the middle, taken in by Dulcich. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Holding offense.
He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Here's Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And this one too low.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A first carry now for Chase Edmonds. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The Texans here on 3rd down putting an extra defender in the secondary. Now Wilson. Got a man, it's Jeudy complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Up the middle, it's Williams. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Wilson. That's going to be caught by Jeudy. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. That's the gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after one. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. And Pierce gets it again on second down. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. First and 10, it's Pierce. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. On second down, here's Pierce. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Mills on 3rd and 2. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then tonight and see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. So on 4th down, the Broncos send Corliss Waitman out to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. On 1st and 10, Mills. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. To throw on 2nd and 10, Mills. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And they'll wind up getting this with all the way down inside the 20. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
down, Houston.
His throw caught right around the 6. And the Texans have got a first and goal as he's out of bounds at the 4.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up first and goal.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. They'll run here with Pierce. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Texans will extend their lead on the final play of the half. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So here are the Texans to take over. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, so they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
First down, they go right back to Pierce, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They go again with Pierce, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Pierce now up the middle. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action in Denver. Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Pierce. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stopped that one by the line of scrimmage.
Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was a crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Dante Hightower coming in for the sack from his linebacker spot. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. The Broncos on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Here's Wilson to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, down 2 scores in the 4th quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Mills. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A very solid gain of 27. That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all...
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. They go play action. Mills. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Fourth down, Mills. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. This one complete to the running back, Chase Edmonds. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now Wilson on 1st down. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. And this is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
He's got a man complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. To throw again is Wilson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. And it'll be intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here and maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Just all around a solid performance, and now they've got the 3-score lead here, Charles. So the final seconds of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, in this one, they've been in control, haven't they? They've earned this victory. No question who the better team was out there in this game. And frankly, the score could have been a lot worse than it was. Give them a lot of credit for how they played in this one.
Certainly not the highest of scoring games, Charles. Their offense did some okay things. Not a lot of points on the board, but enough for the win with how their defense was playing in this one.
Yeah, they certainly brought their A game, didn't they? They weren't fooled by anything that was presented to them from start to finish. That defense, they might as well have told their offense, guys, just kick a field goal. We've got it today.
So for Houston, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco.